What's up, guys? How's it going? Hopefully, you guys can all hear me out there. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Today, we got a lot going on. We got the Siege event, which is going to be crazy. And before that, we're going to be doing some bossing real quick. But thank you guys so much for joining in today. I'm super excited about today's stream. Yeah, we got a lot planned, which is going to be awesome. So let's see, yeah. But yeah, so welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for joining me again last night. That was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun doing some PvP arena. We made it to rank 98, which I don't know if we maintained that. Oh, we're at 101 now because we didn't play at all. But hey, we went after it. You guys were helping me out. We had a good time. We answered a lot of questions, hopefully. And we got to see a lot of PvP. So today we're going to be doing more PvP. We're going to be setting up our guild versus guild build after we do this boss with our guild. And yeah, basically we're going to get ready with our guild versus guild build. I'll show you guys kind of my thought process through that. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to strategize doing healing in a guild versus guild / siege environment. A little bit different, actually a lot of bit different than if we were to do it in a PvP arena, because we're going to be focused on a lot of AoE skills. But that's okay. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, right now we're doing some see, I'm trying to figure out which party. Oh, here we go. Making sure I made it to the right party. So I made it with most of my guild, but my party went in a completely separate one too. But yeah, thanks guys so much for joining in. I'm super excited. We're going to be, just going over the quick schedule again for today. We're going to do this boss first, and then we're going to be talking all about the guild versus guild build. Really, it's our siege build. And it's going to be pretty much the same as our guild versus guild, but the purpose of it's going to be a little bit different, and we'll kind of talk about that. And hopefully this will help you. I decided to do this about an hour before the actual siege event. At least that's the one on our server. I guess I'm not really sure if it happens across all the servers, but mine is taking place here at 1600, which I'm on Central. So that's, 1600 or 4 p.m. Central Time and 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on NA East, I believe that's the time it's going to be at, but I don't know for sure if that's what it is for everyone else. But yeah, so basically we're going to talk about the build. We're going to talk about my thought process, talk about what your role should be if your guild is doing it, maybe not correctly, but this is a good way that we've been doing it. And so I just want to talk about, what my thought process is through a siege war. So to help you guys out in case you were having struggles with the first siege war, I'll basically take what I've learned from that and try to apply it. So do I have the build on Questlog? I absolutely do. Let me link that for you real quick. And I'll show you my current build. So this is the one that I'll be talking about today. But then I'll also show you the one that I'm going for. So this is the one I'm going for. So that's the one. It's just some of the builds or some of the items I'm just unable to get right now. Like, for example, the Ring of Universal Power. Unable to get that one. But I'll show you my current gear as well, so that you can kind of follow along stat by stat. I've updated this to pretty much everything that I have. If I don't have the max trade, I put that in there as well, and we'll kind of talk through each of those pieces. Not super in depth, but in depth enough to get the overall concept, because I do have videos on those. But that first link again is for the build that I'm going for, and then the one after that is the one that my current gear is set on, and that is for pretty much all PvP. So that is not a PvE build by any means at all. I mean, really it works for both, so it's not too much of a concern, but because the end game for Throne of Liberty is that PvP, that's kind of what it's geared toward. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything along the way, like I said, we're just going to be doing this boss real quick. I believe my guild is meeting back at the quest, or excuse me, the guild hall to talk strategy for it, which I understand the strategy that we're doing, so I'll be able to talk to you guys. Yeah, no problem. Is it correct to change the Curious for Excav? Oh, also with that, that's a good question. So I do actually have an excavator build as well, which is awesome. So let me see here. Oh, we actually got the excavators, the scepter. Yeah, scepter when we just fought this. So that'll go to the guild bank, and then we'll be able to roll for that, which is awesome. So let me pull this up. If you are running the excavator, good for you. I personally just don't have it. So that is why, that's why I'm not going for it. But this build absolutely works for the excavator build. It changes a little bit in the end game excavator build that I have, but you'll find that you get a lot of value out of the excavator wand as well. From what I've seen from people that are top healers and things like that, I just have never gotten it, so that's why I don't have it. So the one I just posted there, yeah, you really did though. Really, like my whole guild is freaking out about it in the Discord right now. They're like, "Oh, we got the excavator! No way!" So basically, how my guild does it is we do a DKP system. Oh man, the Xbox menu system is so bad. Like, look at this. I'll click it, and it won't even show the whole thing. That's fine. But yeah, so if you're able to get this, I mean, we got Wildkin bonus damage, which obviously is pretty bad. But, I mean, we got the wand, right? And you can re-roll that, so that's not a big deal. So that's awesome that we were able to get that. That's actually crazy. So I'm super happy we got that. You gave me all the luck, which I appreciate. But yeah, that third one that I put up, I wish I could have labeled it a little bit better. Basically, that one is an excavator build, which combines the gear that I currently have, right? So basically, the gear that I am rocking right now, if I had the excavator, that's what I would have. And so that's what I'm going for. But yeah, great question. If you guys have more questions, feel free to shoot them up in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond. We're basically... oh, you got yours through DKP as well? That is awesome. Yeah, I think I have a decent amount of DKP in our system, like how we do it. And so I'm really hoping that I have enough. There are people in my guild that have tons of DKP. And so they're going to be able to probably outbid me on it. But hey, I'm going to try my best. So, but yeah, thanks for giving me that luck. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, I think we're going back to the... I think we're going back. I think we're going to a different boss. So let's say, we're going to Talus. Okay, I totally missed that. So we're doing a little bit of PvP, which is kind of fun. So right now I'm rocking my PvE build, because we were doing that peace boss. But I'm gonna quickly switch to my PvP build, which. Oh, never mind. My guild changed their mind. We're actually going to the guild hall because we're gonna be discussing strategy and things like that. While they're talking strategy, like I said, I already kind of know what we're up to, and which is really cool. So I'll be able to talk to you guys about what I'm going to be doing on a micro level. So macro, we'll kind of talk about a little bit. We'll get into, what is the big picture, and that is very, very guild dependent, right? So if you're in a guild that's like the #1 guild, you guys are going to be going for the throne, claiming it. But if you're in a top alliance, they might have your guild set up in a different position than my guild, right? And so, just for, sake of the server, I'm not going to really, talk about what our overarching plan is, but regardless of what the plan is on the micro level, my healing doesn't really change. Like how I heal, when I heal, why I heal, that's not really going to change. And so basically, I'm going to start working through that build right now. I kind of talked about this in yesterday's stream. But yeah, feel free as I'm talking through this, if you guys have any questions about, why I'm picking what stats, feel free to ask. If you have something even better, or if you want to create some dialogue in the chat with me and with other people, that would be awesome. Let's try to be, respectful, obviously. Like we're all trying to figure this out. I don't think anyone is the #1 person, that knows everything about the game. For me, I've been just playing a lot and experience a lot of things, and so I'm doing the best that I can to, take the things that I've learned and make sure that I apply those and hopefully help you guys out too. So I'm no expert, but if my tips help, great. I'm super happy that they're helping you out. If you guys have tips for me, feel free to, send them over my way, because honestly, like, I want to know, how to get better. Like, that's basically my end game, is trying to be the best healer. Currently, guys, if you didn't know this, again, let's see, I just figured this out, I think a day or two ago. Right now, so we're rank 101, which is crazy. Yesterday we hit rank 98, and as you know, like, as you start to climb, especially when you hit like top 100 for sure, you're going to start to realize, like, okay, literally 5 points can be the difference between you and like 30 positions. So yesterday I got I started ranking up, and I lost one, and I literally dropped like 30 positions because of that loss. So as you start to get up, get higher in rank, the gap starts to become a little bit more wide. But yeah, so anyways, with that I'm going to kind of talk through my guild versus guild / siege build, because I like to do these types of, when I'm streaming and stuff like that, I like to try to make them a little bit educational before we get into the actual siege. And so if you guys are interested in this stuff, that's awesome. And if you have a friend out there who missed it, don't worry, this stream will be up on my YouTube after we're concluding with it, so they'll be able to go back and check it out as well. And maybe I'll make an actual video of this too, which will be really good. So yeah, basically, we're going to get into the skill, or sorry, not the skills. We're going to go to the character info, starting with our guild versus guild stats. And so if you guys were here yesterday, you kind of saw me do some guild versus guild. It's going to be similar, or it's going to really be the same thing as yesterday. So, and we'll see my gear and everything like that too. And so basically what I want to do in a guild versus guild environment is you want to survive. Like, survival is the most crucial thing that you can do as a healer in a guild versus guild siege war environment. The reason why is because we are very, very, very important to our party. We're very important to the team. If we die, then we're not doing anything, right? Because, tanks have tons of health and they're able to survive long engagements. And if we aren't building in the same way or a similar way, then we're going to be pretty ineffective. And I always say this too in my videos. You can have the best healing in the game. You could have 300% skill healing, but if you die in that first engagement, what's the point, right? So that is why I'm always going to try to go for that 70 strength, because it gives us all of the max health, damage reduction, heavy attack chance, which for us is healing, more max health, defense, is everything that we need. So if you guys can, no matter what, even if you can't hit the other thresholds that I have with wisdom and perception, put 70 in strength if you can. 60 at a minimum, and then go for that 70, because we want to survive. And surviving is way better than having the most healing you can. And this is me just from experience of playing a lot of guild versus guild stuff. Being able to survive is crucial than having an extra, 5 or 10% of healing. So yeah, enough with that. Dexterity, I'm not going to be too heavily invested in that for PvP on a large scale. Yes, you could probably invest in more of this in a small scale to get crit healing for that 30 critical hit chance. However, for me, I like to be able to hit my thresholds of wisdom and perception, and so that's why I'm not really invested into dexterity for that. Wisdom, I'm always going to just go for that 40 wisdom based on the gear that I'm running right now. I'm going for the 40 wisdom because I am unable to get, higher wisdom, but also I'm not able to hit 60 perception effectively. And so I like to have more wisdom for that debuff duration, more mana, and things like that. So that's why I'm always going to go. Recently, I've been starting to kind of gear towards an even spread between wisdom and perception, just because of the gear that I have. Until I get, the universal power and the belt of the bloodlust, where that takes away about, I think, like 9 strength points, then I can put more into perception, which would hit me at that 50 perception, or I could switch it out for 60 perception and 30 wisdom as we, get into that as well. And so basically, I want 40 wisdom for all the debuff and mana. Perception, try to give this as high as you can. I go for that buff duration, which is at perception 40, and the hit chance as well. Hit chance is great because we have our flash wave and our tornado, and we're able to hit that, which is really big in a guild versus guild environment. So try to go for that 40 perception if possible. I would choose higher perception over wisdom. So if you're unable to hit 40s in each of these, I would choose perception first because it gives that buff duration and hit chance, and it just increases like our accuracy of those CCs, but it also raises our max damage, which raises our max healing, and it just gives us more buff duration, which is better than debuff duration for healing purposes. So yeah, so basically 70 strength, guys, try to hit that. If you can't hit that, go for the 60. And then between wisdom and perception, perception is a little bit more important than wisdom based on the CC that we get from it and the buff duration. And try to go for high perception over wisdom if possible. That would be my recommendation. Okay, so then gear-wise, I'm rocking this. I posted the links in the comment section. If you guys have more questions about that, please feel free to let me know. But essentially, I'm going for heavy attack chance, hit chance, buff duration, max health when we can for the weapon. So these are the two weapons I'm rocking. If you have the Excavator Scepter, more power to you. Rock that if you can. I do like the Lucarius' Coveted Tome because it does give us 11 wisdom and 10 perception, which is just incredible. And then also a ton of critical hit chance for that critical heals, which is good. And then this is the gear I'm going for. So I like to go for the 2 set effect bonuses, which I get that from my Shock Commander set. So these 2 pieces, as well as the Ascended Guardian set, these 2 pieces. Essentially, we get increased cooldown speed, and then we also get damage reduction from both of these. But these also, the Shock Commander also provides that strength, cooldown speed, melee and ranged endurance, mana, which is all really good for us as healers. And then we also have max health in this too, plus more damage reduction, which is good. If you can get the Forsaken Embrace, like mine's not fully traded out right now because it's pretty expensive to do that, and I just don't have the trade unlock stones, but I'm grinding those right now. And so that's what I'm going for, just more max health, which is amazing, and then damage reduction again, which is really good. Ascended Guardian Gloves, we get that mana cost efficiency, perception, more endurance, which is just really helpful. And then on top of that, we get the set bonus when we go with the pants as well. We get wisdom, damage reduction again, collision resistance is really strong, and then we get debuff duration and all the endurances too. So try to stack endurance, guys. So if you are really into like small scale arena, then melee evasion is pretty meta right now because the greatsword is just so powerful. But I guess as we get into tier 2 in the future, endurance, I guess, from what the community is saying, is going to be the best for you. So I just built endurance overall. And then the boots, we get movement speed, strength, more endurances. We like perception here. Base stats are just awesome on this one. Sentinel Bohemian says, evasion, is it over or endurance? What is better? Yeah, so basically kind of talked about that a little bit. In my personal opinion, I'm going to be going for endurance. And that is because as we get into tier 2 in the future, endurance is going to pay more dividends. Today, I will say melee evasion is definitely better for the arena, and then also it'll be helpful too in guild versus guild because the greatsword is just so powerful right now, and basically there's not much hit chance built into a lot of the weapons and the gear that they have. However, when the hit chance gets built in, which a lot of hit chance comes in the tier 2 gear, evasion is going to be a lot less useful and impactful. And so that's why I'm just going to be sticking with endurance throughout pretty much my whole time as healing, because that helps against the critical damage. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Short term, evasion for melee is better. Long term, melee endurance is better. And then ranged endurance is just going to be better overall. It's not like from what I've been experiencing and hearing through the community, ranged evasion is not worth it. Just go ranged endurance. And then magic evasion can be really strong for dodging a lot of those spells. But me, I'm going to be going with magic endurance just in case they hit those critical hits on me. I want to ensure that I can mitigate those as much as possible. So to recap, to summary real quick for you, melee evasion is better right now for the short term. Long term, melee endurance is better. Ranged endurance is always good. So I would stick with that. And then magic endurance versus magic evasion. It depends on your build, but I'm going to go with magic endurance to help with those critical hits. Additionally, guys, another reason why I go endurance on a bow wand specifically is because we have a passive that stacks endurance. And so I'll show you that real quick. It's the bow passive Distorted Sanctuary. This stacks endurance, and so we want to capitalize on that endurance. Now, if you're a wand staff user, you have an ability, I can't remember what it's called, but you have an ability that allows you to increase your evasion. So at that rate, I would go with a more like melee invasion because you're able to stack it and capitalize on that. Basically, what you want to avoid is mixing both. You want to commit to one or the other. And so I'm going to be going with endurance because that'll help me in the long term. I really hope that helps. I hope that wasn't too long-winded of an answer. But that's probably the best way I could explain it. And if you have any more questions with it, please let me know. Thanks for the question, too. And then, yeah, we want to go skill damage resistance if you can get all that. That's just going to be good, period. So yeah. But yeah, so these are the rest of my, I threw my link in the description as well if you want to check out my builds. The strength build that I'm going for, that is the one that is my end game gear if I can get it. I threw my current gear in there as well. And then I also threw, if you have an excavator wand, my current gear mixed with an excavator wand, what you could expect from that too. So I hope that helps, guys. Again, I'm not an expert, right? But I've been experiencing a lot with this game about what's working and what's not working, and so hopefully that helps you. Let's see here. So yeah, I'm gonna be. Let's see here. Okay. But yeah, so basically my guys are going to be talking about strategies right now. Hopefully that helped you guys a little bit. I'm going to be kind of in and out of comms listening to this, but essentially we'll be going into, to make sure I'm in the right party and things like that. But we'll go into the skills next. That's going to be what I'm going for. If you just need a real quick look, I'll just show it to you real quick. Be sure to pause it or rewind it or whatever you need to do. If you need to just take this and go to your strategy, feel free. This is literally what I'm going to be running in the siege battle. So take a picture of that, whatever you got to do, and then also my skill specs. This is what I'm running too. If you're, able, or if you just need to get in the fight right away, feel free to just check this out, and then these ones as well. And then I'll be talking through why I'm doing that in a second. What do you think about critical hit chance and going with some decks in stats? Absolutely. So that's a good question. So I think it's definitely, it's totally up to you on whether you want to do it. Now, me personally, I'm not invested into decks too much because I've found that the critical hit chance of healing is not as consistent as I would want it to be, and I would get more value out of doing debuff and buff duration from the perception and wisdom. However, if you do have a couple items that give you dexterity, it's definitely worth it only if you can hit 30 dexterity. If you can't hit 30 dexterity, in my personal opinion, it's really not worth it. And so basically you want to go for a critical hit chance if you can. So really what you could do what you really could do, if you are concerned about, hey, we don't have enough critical hit damage for those critical hit heals, what I would do is I would readjust if I could, which I'm unable to hit it or I'm unable to hit my 70 perception, excuse me, 70 threshold. So this is kind of what I would be looking at for more of that, I guess, spread, like even spread. So if you wanted to go dexterity, absolutely go for it. If you feel like, hey, I want that critical hit healing. Me personally, I'd rather have some debuff duration because that just helps overall. But this is definitely a build you could go with to give you a lot of max health. You sacrifice a little bit of survivability for more critical hit healing, which isn't the end of the world. So I think I'm gonna be joining. Let's see. I'm looks like I'm gonna be jumping in a. Oh yeah. So hopefully that kind of basically I would say experiment with it because I don't want to tell you like, hey, this is the rule to live by of like don't ever put in dexterity. I think dexterity can have its value, and a lot of the people that are in the top arena lobbies they do run 30 dexterity. And so for me personally, I just haven't seen as great a value with it. I would rather get wisdom, and a lot of that had to do with the nerf we got. Basically, we share that cooldown, and so because we shared that cooldown of healing touch and swift healing, then I figured, okay, let me try to get as high wisdom or high cooldown speed as possible. And so yeah, hang on one second, guys. I think my guild's trying to get a hold of me. All right, yeah. So basically, I like to know: are you going with the more dexterity? You can do it, and I think it is valuable. My thing is, do I want to sacrifice hitting 70 strength for it? So again, if I had the Belt of the Bloodlust, which gives you more strength, or I had the universal power, then I could have the ability to invest. Oops, to invest heavily into dexterity and kind of split everything else up to hit those thresholds. But because me personally, I just really like having 70 strength at this point for the guild versus guild. I'm gonna be always running with this because I can't do a dexterity effectively. I hope that helps and kind of makes sense. But yeah, like I said though, if you're gonna go dex, I wouldn't invest into it until you can hit 30 dexterity 30 effectively, and that's kind of my bottom line there. Sorry about that, I kind of missed the bottom line. But yeah, we want to hit that 30 because we get the critical hit chance increase, which that's what makes 30 dexterity worth it. Anything beyond that as a healer is not going to be worth it to you. Uh, Bonus damage, sure. Bonus damage actually means bonus healing, which is kind of stupid. I don't know why they don't just like delineate that. But yeah, they literally just make like it says damage. So like for example, right? Let me show you guys. On this ring, it says skill damage boost. You would think, oh, okay, so it boosts my damage, right? Well, when it says skill damage, think of that as skill healing boost for us because our damage is actually like the skill is an actual heal. So it gives us higher healing versus damage, which it does damage too. So I wish they would do like skill damage slash healing boost. That would just make more sense. But of course, it doesn't. But yeah, so I'm gonna be trying to find my guild right now as we get prepped for the battle, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. All right. Yeah, we got this whole thing kitted out, which is awesome. But yeah, if you guys have questions, keep asking them. I'll do the best that I can to answer. And so basically, right, before I get into the skills, I want to talk about what is your role as a main healer in guild versus guild, right? And I talked about it a little bit earlier, how this is highly dependent on your guild, where they want you specifically. But as a general rule of thumb, if you can kind of fight for yourself and be like, hey, like I know my role, this is where I should be. Try to, like, if you're a bow wand healer, try to put yourself in a team that is with like the sleep bombers, the frontliners, the tanks, because you can heal them more effectively than any other healer. And that's because we have all these AoE heals that we have in our kit with the bow and the wand. And so you want to be able to beef up your tanks if possible. So if you guys have a frontline sort of team, or if you have like a backline where you're kind of more playing defensive, if you're, in the castle itself, then try to be wherever more tanks or more of your frontline or the backline is, because you have the most healing. Try to not put yourself in a situation where you're going to be flanking, right? Flanking is very challenging for bow wand because we're so slow. That would be way better for more like a wand staff user. So if people are trying to figure out strategy of like, where are we going to put our healers? If you have like a flank heal or like a hit squad, like a backline hit squad or whatever, right? Make sure that you have a healer that can, keep up with that. Sometimes people even use a wand daggers to kind of heal, but also give that sleep bomb support as well. And that goes really well with flankers, with greatsword daggers users and things like that. Think of us as kind of like a druid in WoW, right? Where we're like sitting back, we're doing all the major big healing, we don't die, but we also are pretty immobile. And so, again, that's another reason why I go endurance, because we're so immobile. We're not able to move fast, so we're going to be tanking a lot of damage. And so, yeah, basically with that, what is your role, right? So try to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be the most effective. And for me, that's going to be with our main tanks, and it's going to be with my guild leader. So as you guys are probably aware, the guild leader is one of the most important roles in this whole thing, because they're the ones that can actually take the throne. And so basically, like, if you're a really powerful healer in your guild, try to convince them or say, hey, like, my heals are really good for defending the guild leader if we need that. And so my guild, they're going to put me with the guild leader because I'm a bow wand and I have the highest... I think I have the highest gear score out of all the bow wand people, and so in our guild specifically, and so basically they're gonna put me with him to try to defend him at all costs, right? Because he's the one that's gonna be, essentially going for the throne if we're able to, push in that far. And also with that, a lot of the time the guild leaders and the advisors are the shot callers, and so we want to keep them up as long as possible so that they get a good idea of what's going on in the field. So if you can fight for yourself to stay with your guild leader, stay with all the tanks, that's where you want to be. That's where you're going to be most effective, in my opinion. Now, if you have the ability to move quicker and you're able to do a backline squad, that's awesome. The problem is we just don't have much mobility, and so that's why it's going to be a little bit more challenging to do more like flanking and things like that. You'll find yourself working a lot harder. So... basically, let's see. Yeah, so basically, like, the map is set up how it is. This is all macro stuff. These are, like, the res points you want to go for and things like that, depending on what your guild is doing. So, again, I'm not going to talk too much about macro things because, that's going to be all guild dependent, right? So, again, healers, we want to put ourselves in a position where we're going to be the most effective. And so that's why I'd recommend that. So hopefully that made sense to you guys about like wanting to be with your guild leader, wanting to be in a group where you're more tanky. It's difficult to heal flankers, like for example, like crossbow daggers. It's very challenging to heal them because they're going to be diving in and out, and us, because we're so immobile, it's just harder to heal them. So, yeah, so basically, try to put yourself in that situation. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm probably repeating myself, but I think it's important to kind of talk about. Okay, now the next thing I want to get into is when to use different spells. Okay, so basically with our skills, these are the ones I'm using, and I'm going to talk about these kind of on a macro level in terms of when we want to use them versus getting into the skill specs. If we have time, I'll talk about that too. But essentially, I'm trying to give you guys the tools to jump in right away. So essentially, right, we want to use like what are the you have to identify quickly what are your best AoE healing spells, damage mitigation spells, right? And instantly I can just think of, okay, Invincible Wall is going to be the best for mitigation, and then for AoE healing, that's going to be our Flash Wave. We also have Clay Salvation for more healing too, and things like that. But really, these, the Flash Wave and the Invincible Wall, and then if you put Blessed Barrier on that AoE, then you'll be able to use this effectively as well. But my biggest spell to use is Flash Wave, guys. And so the reason why this is really good is because you can essentially heal your entire party, and if you spec it how I do, you can heal your entire party for like 13 seconds consistently. And if you have Limit Break, which is what we're running, we're able to reset that. So essentially we can use Flash Wave, we can use Limit Break to reset it, and then because we have Limit Break on there, that just makes our Flash Wave even more potent, giving us 20% extra, 20% extra healing. And that's why Flash Wave is going to be your most important. Now, your team, your shot caller and so on, they're going to be essentially, shot calling when you want to do your Flash Wave. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This might get some disagreement, right? But what I want to say is, even, they're calling Flash Waves, great. You want to coordinate with your team. That's going to be, number one priority. However, us as the healer, it is more impactful for the team, for your party, for your tanks or whatever, to hit your teammates than it is to hit the enemy. Now that's going to sound counterintuitive, right? Because Flash Wave, we have the blind. If you are able to, definitely hit teammates and enemies as best as you can. But if you are unable to, don't hold your Flash Wave until, don't put yourself in a situation where you're holding your Flash Wave until you get a mix of enemies and teammates for guild versus guild and for this Siege War specifically. And the reason why is because you want to get this heal on your tanks as quickly as possible. Obviously, charge it up as full as you can so that you can get the most healing on them. But you want to hit your teammates with this, and that is the priority for you as the healer over only hitting enemies. Because again, if you use Limit Break and you get that extra 20% healing, that's extra 20% healing, not an extra 20% damage. And so that's why I'm going to be using this, essentially on our teammates so that they can initiate and do their role. So basically, I want to hit both. You want to hit both the enemy and your teammates with this. Oh, I forgot I have to add in range widen for this too. So let me change out additional recovery from healing touch and make sure we have range widen. That's my bad. So you want to make sure Flash Wave is being used on your teammates because you have so much healing potential. You want to ensure that they get that healing as they initiate and go into the fight. It would be better for you to use your Flash Wave on teammates versus only on the enemy, because you get all that healing that, you've invested so much in your healing. You have Limit Break to get even more healing, and it would be wasted on the enemy. Now, if your team is like, hey, we need everyone to use it on this location now, then disregard everything I said, because you want to ultimately listen to whatever your shot caller is saying, because they have a good idea, hopefully have a good idea of what's going on. But, for example, you could use a Flash Wave on the enemy, Limit Break to get it back, and then make sure you use your Flash Wave on your teammates because of that extra 20% healing. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm telling you guys, the difference between using Flash Wave with Limit Break versus not is incredibly incredibly far, or is incredibly powerful. So make sure you're using that if you can. And then essentially, as you're diving in, or as your tanks are diving in, I want to preemptively use my Invincible Wall. So I want to use Invincible Wall as we're engaging the enemy or we're about to engage them. I want to make sure I hit all of my teammates for this. Now, if you use this, like it says 6 seconds on there. However, if I use it because of my buff duration, I have it for 9 seconds. It seems like I think my whole team is going here, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to get to all my teammates and things like that. But yeah, essentially, we want to use that as early as possible so that we yeah, as early as possible so that we can ensure everyone is getting the buff. Yeah, we don't want to, use that only on 2 or 3 people. You might as well turn it into a single target at that point. And so we want to make sure we get all your party in that, especially your guild leader if you're in that guild, or if you're in that party. So yeah, hopefully that kind of made sense. Again, if you guys have questions, do not be afraid to ask. Please do, so I can try to help get rid of any sort of confusion. And then also, if you guys have any tips for me, great. I'd love to hear them too, because again, I'm trying to improve as well. So I know I'm going quick through this, but making sure we have everything. So while we're here, let's see if I can make let's see, can I make the Daybreak Shore Feast? I can't. Oh no. Oh wait, I can make a golden apple pie. Can I? What do I need for that? I need a golden apple. Let me make some golden apples. I have this thing real quick. So guys, real quick, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but if you can make, I'm just going to make as many of these as I can. Oh wait, I'm going to do 3 just in case, because I don't have very many of these because I don't do these events too often. So we're going to make 3 golden apples. Cook that up. And then let's see, did I miss an ingredient? What ingredient am I missing? I'm missing this thing. Rare Dawn crab platter. Oh, I need fish oil. You gotta be kidding me. I don't have fish oil. Guys. I don't have time to fish. So you know how we circumvent this? We buy it. Daybreak Shore Feast, guys. This is going to be our best defensive one because it'll help the rest of our team. It gives us that PvP evasion, PvP endurance, last 30 minutes, which is really solid. Another one that we want to pick up also is the poultry and shiitake mushroom. The reason why we want to get this one, the stir fry, is because we get that 2.5% heal and the mana cost efficiency at 4. And so hopefully they're not incredibly expensive. I'm gonna be kind of annoyed, but we have to pick these up. I should have prepped ahead of time with this. That it's on me for not getting that. But essentially, let's see how much is the actual. Let's see. Unless someone bought it all up, that could be a thing too. All right. So it looks like. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks like people have bought all of the ones for getting that increase, which is kind of funny. So it is what it is. But yeah, we can get the lower ranked version of that. Oh my goodness, 180. Oh, that's 2 per or 100. That's nuts. Let me see if this is the right one, or let's see how much this gives us. Gives us 2.5 for 30 minutes. Yeah, 4 per. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So. Honestly, we're going to end up just picking up, it's 90 per unit if I buy 2. Man, should I do it? I don't want to do it, but I'm going to. Hopefully I'm able to get it. Yeah, it was able to get that. And then also, we want to just pick up some of these because, yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, so we just need... See if we can get the Golden Rye Feast, or excuse me, the Day Shore Feast. All we need is the Rare Dawn Crab Platter, so we'll go buy that real quick just because that'll be really helpful for us and our team. Something crab platter, right? Rare Dawn Crab Platter. Boom. All right, we'll pick up 2 of these so that we can do 2 feasts, which would be really nice for the guild. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to use some of my Lucent, which I don't like using my Lucent, but it is what it is, you know? Oh, we have to... Oh, wait. Okay, so then, yeah, we'll do... Cook that. And then a rare golden... Didn't we just make these, or did we only... Oh, because we... Oh, we have to make them at a high rank, or high rate. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop all these on the golden apple. Try to increase our mastery bonus if we can, which I don't know if we can do that. Mastery bonus. Wait, no, it's the cooking bonus, so that's okay. But yeah, we're just going to go in here. I'm going to try to make all these. Hopefully, we'll just get one of the lucky with the blue. Nice, we got a couple blue, which is good. And then we'll be able to make another Daybreak Shore, which is really good. So yeah, basically I have a Daybreak Shore for that. It'll last an hour, which is really nice. And then this event starts in 15 minutes, so we'll be good. And then the other ones, they last, let's see, last 30 minutes, I believe. So yeah, so we got this one, Daybreak Shore Feast, and then we also have the where is it? It's green, right? The shiitake. Yeah, there it is. More skill healing. It'll only last 30 minutes, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is. We'll take it. There we go. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I have a Daybreak Shore Feast. I have a couple of them, which I'm saving like 2 minutes before. Yeah, realistically, I kind of forget about this. Like, it's so like deceptive. So we have a 15-minute prep time. I forgot about that. So it's like literally the event starts at 4 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. Eastern, but then it goes into a 15-minute like period where you can prepare, and so it's like we're not even going to be eating our food until we hit that 15-minute window. So. Which is kind of funny. So yeah, how are you guys doing today? Does that make sense? All those things. Are you guys looking forward to the siege? Do you think it's going to be kind of lame? Like, what do you guys think? Alright, let's see. Check it. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Boom. Alright, there we go. Let's see here. So yeah, we're trying to figure out some strategy stuff. So sorry guys, I'm not yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. We're going to be getting into this. I'm going to go over some of the skills too, but I really kind of did that's insane. My guildmate was saying he just got one of the one of the field boss chests, which is like a 0.003% chance, which is awesome. But yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, looking forward to it. Alright, we're jumping over channels real quick, so give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. I just had to switch over all my stuff, or all my Discord stuff, so there we go. I think we're all set up now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, so now we're going over strategy with our other guildmates right now. So if you guys have any questions about anything, thanks again so much for joining. I'm super excited to get into this. It's going to be a lot of fun healing-wise. It's going to be tough, right? It's it's Siege, which if you were in the first Siege, oh my goodness, that was tough. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. We'll do this, edit. Okay, let's see. Server, I'm so confused. Hopefully I'm not messing this up, but I think we'll be good to go. I'm trying to figure out this thing too. But yeah, thanks guys so much. We're gonna be getting into the Siege War. That's what I got for you guys today. Again, if you have any questions about healing or strategy, how you should heal as in a guild versus guild environment / Siege, let me know. I went through a lot already, but I'd love to talk about it again if you guys need help with anything like that. Are you guys looking forward to Siege? Let me know. I'm curious. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. There we go. Let's see here. But yeah, so yeah, right now my guild's kind of, we're talking about strategy right now, so I'm a little bit quieter at the moment. But yeah, guys, if you have any sort of questions about anything, thanks again for joining in. This has been awesome, all the support you guys have been showing me. It's just meant a lot. So I'll keep videos coming too, and we'll kind of rock and roll with that as I, am able to. Excuse me, but looks like, actually, wait, I'm gonna do. I need to clean up my boxes. They are messy. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna do this. Oh, careful before you calling someone a bum. See, there we go. I'm getting called a bum in my chat because I haven't changed my name in the Discord. That's okay. They're gonna change it for me. That's kind of fun. I'm like with the whole Discord thing. I'm so bad about it. I don't really understand Discord super well. So that's on me. But hey, we're trying to donate. Let's see, we're trying to donate some more mana steel so we can help out people in the guild here, which is good. We're trying to help. I think mana steel gives us more of those like teleports or something like that, so which is pretty good. And so I was just trying to break some down to help out the guild before all of that happened. But yeah, I think like mana steel. What does it do? Yeah, wait, you just here it is. Range and then guild blessing. Cool. All right, cool. So I guess we're going back here. But yeah, we're on the attack, guys. So it's going to be intense. It's attacking is pretty fun. I feel like defending would. I mean, I think it's going to be fun all around. It's going to be tough regardless. I mean, this is going to be, you know, there's a lot of people on these servers, and so you know it's pretty hard, but it's a lot of fun too. Yeah, thanks again for joining, guys. Again, if you have any sort of questions or anything like that, or if you just, you know, coming by to say hi, I like to say hi too. So, but appreciate you guys all the support with this. All right, let's make sure we got all this. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, this thing will start like it says. It'll start in like 2 or 3 minutes here, but we have like another 15-minute prep. So when you guys are jumping into this, don't drop your food yet. If you have the Daybreak Shore Feast, that's what we're trying to go for. And then also we want to do the Poultry and Shiitake Mushroom Stir Fry to give us that skill heal, mana cost efficiency. I believe you can stack this with max health, which is really nice. Yes, yeah, Steve. Yes. So basically, depending on your guild, right? So the actual event, how it works is you see this timer at the top right. It says it'll start right at a certain time. And then what happens is, it's so lame how they do this, but essentially the castle siege will start 15 minutes after this timer goes down. But yeah, essentially we're just standing here waiting for it to start because it depends on what your guild is doing, right? So I can run over there real quick, but essentially you can get into the sewers and things like that, and some people are going to be starting ahead. The thing is, there's basically this whole area, like I'm pretty sure the whole castle area opens up as the PvP zone, right? And these areas right here, you essentially have to capture these. So they're going to be defending these right out of the gate, all these points that we have. And so I can just show you, we kind of have them all mapped out, right? So these are all of the siege ruins, which essentially that's where you can, you can teleport there, you can resurrect there. I think the golems spawn near there as well. And so essentially we start on these areas over here so that we don't get overwhelmed if they decide to defend these areas out here. Depending on your role in the guild, essentially your role could be to take the sewers, which is way over here. And so I'll kind of run over that area real quick. But essentially, it's kind of lame how they do it, right? So the event starts, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, my time. But it doesn't start for 15 minutes because they give you 15 minutes to prep. So I jumped on here early to kind of talk through, all of like my healing kit and things like that. But yeah, here is where the sewers happen. So basically, like, so basically people will be able to teleport to those rats, and essentially they'll be able to, get through the castle walls that way. But that is only a dagger thing. So basically, yeah, the event doesn't start, for another 15 minutes. So even though it says 5 seconds remaining, I'm not worried because we have a whole prep period before that. So it's kind of lame how they do that. But so yeah, as you can see on the right side now, it says starts in 15 minutes. But yeah, essentially, like, you know, a reason why, like, my guild had us get here all pretty early so that we could talk strategy. We're in a guild alliance as well. And so basically, being in a guild alliance, we have, you know, a couple other guilds to coordinate with. And so people are going to get there like a long time before, or a while before, to make sure that we're all on the same page with things. But yeah, long-winded answer, but yes, we just stand here until the actual event starts, which is just, oh man. But yeah, for me, guys, essentially, like, my role is going to be defending our guild leader at all cost. And so I'm going to be near the guild leader. What happens here, too, is all the bad guys, like I said, they're going to be starting to spawn around here. And so then we can kind of identify, you know, it says guild leader on this guy. And basically, like, our party is blue and then teammates are green, right? So that's kind of like, you know, where we're going for. All right, these guys, they just popped the. It's funny. They popped this early. I think it was like a to flex on us, which is kind of funny. So, trying to figure out where my guys are right now. I think are we outside here? No, where are we? All right. All right, I'm trying to figure out. I think we're over here. We'll figure it out. There we are. Okay. Everyone was kind of glitched on my screen. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, Psychotic? Good to see you in the chat again, man. How you doing? Are you doing Siege War? Have you stacked melee evasions and range to be durable for these battles? Yeah, so for me, I'll show you my gear real quick. So I am all about ranged and melee endurance right now. I kind of got into it earlier, but I like melee endurance over evasion just because in the long term, it'll help you. But if you have melee evasion, that's going to be the meta right now. So melee evasion is meta, but I have melee endurance because as we get later into the game, once tier 2 comes out, endurance is going to be a lot more viable. And plus I'm just going to be taking so much damage anyway, and I committed to it early. So that's why I did it, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so essentially, you know, we have, let's see, making sure we protect all of our guys that we have marked, which is good. They marked me as a healer. What do you think about DPS staff wand? Oh, it's so, like, what do you mean DPS? Like, if you're only, you know, committing to more of a DPS role and you kind of play that support role, I think it's pretty strong. Oh, I missed the psychotic one too. I have not yet just been slamming these 100 dailies. Yeah, I feel you, man. If you look at my top right corner, you'll see how many dailies I've been not doing. But yeah, so do I think DPS wand staff? So wand staff is already like a really powerful DPS, and then having you know, those utility spells with the wand is just incredible. Essentially, for me, I think it's more of like a support class than anything. In the arena, I think it's really good for isolating targets with your freeze ability, and then also being able to pop the bubble and flash heal and things like that. I would say it's more of like a hybrid, support healer. And I do have a video on that too. But yeah, with healing as a pure healer in a guild versus guild environment, I'm going to take a bow wand on my team all day long because we're able to heal so much. And so the thing is they're really helpful when you're trying to flank because they can do a lot more damage than a bow wand can. And so it really just depends on what your playstyle is. PvE environment, sure, staff wand is pretty good because you can do all that damage. But in a PvP large scale, I'm digging the wand bow because we just do so much healing. What are you rocking right now? Are you a bow wand or are you a DPS or what do you got? Yeah, I mean, if you have a chance, I would just even watch the siege. It's pretty crazy. If you have a chance to even check it out, if you're in a guild that's participating, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it is and it isn't, right? Like, it's kind of a cluster. Let's be real, guys. It's a cluster, but at the end of the day, I love doing large scale PvP stuff. Like, this is why I play this game, is for this type of gameplay, and so doing this is just a lot of fun for me. But what do you guys think about it? Were you guys in the first siege? Was it a lot of fun? Was it not a lot of fun? I think it was a cluster, but I had fun. So it's like a combination of both. I'm going to put this food down here. I don't know what they're thinking, but I'm going to put this food down. There we go. I put this down. I'm going to put feast. I'll throw another one down too. Because this will last, I think, an hour, right? Yeah. Or last 30 minutes, which isn't too bad. Staff wand for a while, but I might just go staff spear. Oh, dude, staff spear sounds like it'll be a ton of fun. Yeah, I mean, like, the spear itself is gonna be pretty strong. I think it kind of, I'm wondering what you guys think about this. What do you think of like a spear greatsword? Do you think that's gonna be pretty good? I feel like it's gonna be just a huge bruiser brawler. A lot of builds I've seen have like 60 strength, and I'm like at 30 with high dex and wisdom. I got you. Yeah. So with staff wand, yeah, you have 30 dex and high wisdom as well. Yeah. So essentially, I'll show you mine real quick. As a healer in large scale, I think it's really important to get as high strength as you can because of how much stuff is coming at you, how much damage is coming at you, right? And because you're a healer, they're going to be focusing you out, and so I think more survivability is definitely good. If you have dexterity, that just means you do more critical heals, that means you do more critical damage, which is good too. But I would personally rather survive as best as I can. If you can't do that, it is what it is. But and if you're more comfortable doing a high dex, high wisdom, then I mean, I would just keep rolling with what you're more comfortable with. But I think the reason why people do a lot of strength is because they're able to survive a lot more, which is cool. So, and that's kind of why. That's kind of why I think people do end up doing that. So, hopefully that kind of shed some light on that too. But yeah, I think the staff spear is gonna be crazy. We'll see how the spear changes kind of the meta. It'll be kind of fun. All right, let's see. Let's make sure I have this on, which is good. Yeah, we're getting into it, guys. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the countdown. And right, as a healer, as a bow wand healer, my role right now is to defend the guild leader. I'm in a squad where they have all tanks, and that's for our designated purpose here. But the reason why, I try to vouch for that as a bow wand is because I'm going to be doing so much AoE healing as much as possible. And so I can keep my tanks up more effectively than any other one, which is good too. So basically, I'm going to be dropping another feast for these guys as well. Help them out. Making sure everyone gets that. See if I can... See if I have... What else do I have? Do I have another Daybreak Shore feast? I do have one more. And then I'll also add that... I'm going to try doing the max health one, and then I'm going to see if I can stack it. I should be able to stack it with the... What's it called? The shiitake mushroom one. So it should work. Yep, and it was able to stack, which is nice. We've had our guild siege and people were complaining about bugs and rubber band. Oh yeah, the desyncing is absolutely insane. I mean, like, you'll see it. I'm on Xbox and it makes it even 10 times worse. Like, I don't have a high performance PC. I have an Xbox. So I'm playing with a controller and I'm dealing with all the desyncing and everything like that. Man, it's crazy. So we'll see. What does this one do? Oh, that's Boston. Yeah, we don't want to drop that. But yeah, we're going to be getting into it, guys. So essentially, I'm going to be trying to defend one of our shot callers and the guild leaders. And so he's the guy that's on green right now. The green, what's it called? The green shield. So that's going to be what I'm doing. I'm going to be trying to talk about how or what my kind of aim is when I'm doing this. So depending on who your shot caller is, depending on who your guild leader is, that's who you want to be defending, guys. If you're a bow wand and if you're a healer. Isn't it difficult to select players to heal on console? Yes. But the way I get around that is if you look over on the way left on the party bar, which I can't adjust by UI. Hopefully they change that so I can adjust it in the middle of the screen. I can go up and down with the D-pad, and that's because I was able to change my settings. So in order to heal effectively, you have to essentially change your settings because the default settings are absolutely terrible. And so... which is nuts. It's kind of annoying because basically, like, the UI is so bad. I mean, I can't rearrange anything. I can, like, here I'll show you guys real quick. This for the console, if you've never seen console, and I go to UI, right? UI, all I can do is make my UI bigger or smaller. Like, I can't move it around. It's so frustrating. So... but I keep mine at tier 6 because if you do it at 7, it actually cuts things off. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I keep it at tier 6. Anything beyond that, it cuts things off. And so basically, I'm going to be making sure the guys that are my shot callers and everything like that, they're going to be, you know, essentially, they're going to be going through it. And I'm going to try to keep these guys alive as much as I can. We're going to be kind of that frontline pressure, so you guys are going to be seeing me die a lot, but I do the best that I can. I want to use my AoE spells as much as I can here, and so, again, right now I'm preemptively pocketing the guy that is going to be kind of shot calling / doing a lot of the damage, or excuse me, a lot of the CC, so, which would be pretty cool. Again, I'm not going to talk about what our overarching strategy is, because that's, you know, that's for the guild, and we don't want to, you know, give anyone an advantage. But essentially, I'm going to be making sure that I do all my AoE spells as possible. You guys are going to see me use things early. And I'd rather use a healing spell early in these mass guild versus guild fights than using it too late and everyone's already dead. So don't be afraid to use your spells. That's where, for you, Steve, that's where your high wisdom and dexterity is going to come into play. Because wisdom helps with that cooldown reduction, and you'll be able to cast your spells, and you have a bigger mana pool, so you'll be able to cast your spells a lot quicker. So definitely don't be afraid to use your healing spells when you're in this. Use them like essentially on cooldown when you can, if you're engaging something. Obviously, you don't just want to toss it right now. But yeah, so we're starting, guys. 45 seconds. This is going to be intense. You know, another thing too, I got to change real quick if I can. I think it's in the graphics, and I go down to player count. I got to turn this, unfortunately, either to epic. I'm going to do mine to high. The reason why is so I can see more people and see what we're doing. See, now I can kind of see them. Epic would just be too much for my Xbox. So that's why I don't do it on Xbox. I don't do epic because it just makes things lag way too much. So high is good enough for me. But yeah, here we go. 15 seconds, guys. This is going to be intense. I'm going to try to be talking through my thought process. However, I'm going to be focused on the callouts that my guild is doing, and so we'll be rocking and rolling through that. So get ready, guys. Here we go. This is gonna be intense. I'm gonna throw this bubble early because they're gonna be invading us right away. I'm gonna be using flash wave right away. Oh, and they went for our guild leader right off the bat. Gonna heal these guys up right here. Try to heal this guy up if I can. I'm getting blocked out, like literally blocked out right now, but we're good. We're still able to keep them up. And we're gonna be throwing this down too to make sure we have this. I'm gonna have to get a better position for my teammates. Right now, I'm unable to kind of heal them because I'm getting blocked by everyone, which is just, I mean, if you can just see, this is a cluster right now. So basically, I'm trying to throw my heals down there for these guys as best I can. We want to maintain this. This is just for the guild purposes. Our guild leader got blown up, and so again, that's my responsibility, right? They specifically went in for him, and that just is what it is. But yeah, this is intense, guys, already. Now our guild leader's gonna get fed. So I think you have an invulnerability ability. To be honest, I don't even know how to use that on console. If you guys know, help me out. I actually don't know how to do invulnerability on console. So yeah, I gotta keep our guild leader nice and healthy if I can. If possible. So yeah, basically right now, we're trying to get a position on the guys. They might be pushing us, trying to get some kills. They're gonna be kind of pushing up right now. It's essentially, we just want to keep our guild leader and our shot caller safe as possible. Things are gonna be going crazy, but we're just gonna remain calm and cool over here. But it gets pretty intense really quick, so. I give healing early, but we'll see. We'll just keep using, making sure that everyone's healed up here. Alright, they open the castle wall. Pillage zone. Or occupy the castle wall. Pillage zone. Alright, so you see this big group down here? They're going to be trying to push us off of here, so we're essentially gonna hopefully not let that happen. I gotta get over here. They're gonna be pushing up right now. We use flash wave early. I'm gonna go right into another flash wave. Should be really good. Want to use most of our stuff here. I'm gonna use my tornadoes down here as well. We don't want anything to happen to our guild leader. If possible, we're keeping them up pretty well, which is good. Keep giving shields if we can, or keep rotating those out. I assume my guild leader down there, I'm getting blown up right now, but that's okay. We're going to survive that. So I'm not too worried about that. Slept here, but I'm going to actually get myself out of that to make sure. Give these guys all the shield if possible. We're trying to get through here. We're trying to reposition. I'm stuck with all these bodies. They need to make it so there's not... so you can run through your teammates. That's what's challenging about this. But yeah, I found it, you know, overall, like, once you get used to it on console, it's really not that bad. You just have to, like, it's annoying because, like, I can't move my bars into the middle of the screen. And that's what's tough, is because, like, okay, I have to literally, like, I'm moving my eyes and my focus on one thing or the other. And I can't click people super fast. So, like, to get to, like, you know, middle of these people, I have to, like, quickly shuffle through. And sometimes it gets bugged. And so, yeah. So, essentially, it gets kind of annoying more than difficult, I guess. But I guess annoying does make it difficult. So, but yeah, we're doing a pretty good job for what we're doing right now. We're trying to just maintain this, this high ground right now, which is good. My guild leader just jumped down. So, hopefully we're able to, you know, save him there. Trying to use this as best as we can. Trying to heal myself. get our bubbles out. Our guild leader died. I think it's because there's a little bit of overextending there. But he's trying to maintain. He's one of our stronger tanks. So essentially, we're trying to make sure that we maintain position. I'm going to keep giving shields, guys. It looks like we have no idea what's going on because we don't have any idea what's going on. We're basically just looking at health bars for the time being, trying to make sure that we maintain this frontline pressure if we can. And that's basically what our role is right now. So essentially, I'm just going to be trying to send down all my big heals if possible to make sure that everyone's all good to go. That's going to be kind of our role, keeping our guild leader nice and healthy if possible. Again, it's challenging, but we're able to do it based off of positioning. We want to position ourselves in a way where we can heal the entire front line without taking much damage if possible, right? It seems obvious, but sometimes the tendency is, hey, my tanks are diving in. That means I need to dive in as well. No, make sure you're in a position where you can hit them with all your spells, but you're safe enough to where you don't get dove and isolated right away. So frontline, yes, that means they're going to be frontlining, but you're going to be at a respectable distance to make sure you're healing them effectively. So right now, honestly, you know, we're doing, as a healer, right, this is exactly what we want to do. We want to make sure that everyone's healthy. Yes, our guild leader's dying. He's been kind of jumping up front, which, you know, it is what it is. It happens. But he's doing his role as a tank because we want to maintain this pressure on this island here, or on these siege runes, to make sure that we get the resurrection stone and things like that. So that's kind of what our goal is right now, I guess. And then hopefully we'll be advancing on the castle, which makes it a lot of fun. Oh yeah, here we go. Looks like we're getting into it soon. Making sure to, oh, our guild leader says, oops, I just fell. At least he can get up here. So we'll keep an eye on him. Alright, outer castle gate just got destroyed, which is nice. So as you guys can see, it's pretty crazy with the with all the golems out there. Right now, it's a little lackluster in what's going on. It looks like we have a huge movement, guys. They're going for those sewers right now. You could just tell by that movement right there how quickly they're moving. They're definitely going to be going for those sewers, yep, and they're going to be trying to essentially take the castle. The guys in the lead, they decided to flex and use their the rain early. I think it was just literally to flex on us on the whole server. So they're making it seem like, okay, hey guys, we're not afraid. We're going to use this before, so we don't need to use it during the actual siege event. But yeah, the golems are going in right now, which is pretty intense. Yeah, so again, not much is going on right now, but we're basically trying to hold this to maintain, or to basically, like, make sure that the castle walls go down. That's someone else's role, and then we're maintaining these to maintain the resurrection point. So yeah. Yeah, this is pretty. I do like this. We're doing a lot more strategy. The very first siege was more of a cluster. We were a lot less organized as an alliance, and so this is awesome that we're actually. It looks boring, but there's like a reason why we're doing this, which is awesome. All the other guilds are doing their thing. We have our role. If everyone sticks to their role, you know, you can see that in any game. Like, if you stick to your role, do it well, then it'll help the whole group, which is cool. I wonder if I did turn it on Epic, if it would do anything. If it would, because it was really laggy when I tried doing that. See what happens. Yeah, did great performance. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it on high because it's already pretty bad. My kill leader fell again. It's awesome. Can you explain open dungeons and which ones I should maybe do for wand bow? Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to depend. So the open world dungeons, essentially the one that I like to do is the Shadowed Crypt, and that's because you get your Sabatons of the Field General there. So that's going to be the one that I'm going to be going for. Also, you have the chance at getting the Ascended Guardian gloves, so you can get 2 drops from there. Another, it just really depends on what gear you're going for, right? If you already have those 2 pieces of gear, then you might want to do the island, because that has really good items too. But yeah, are you going for a specific gear, or? Oh wow, I just got knocked out of the sky. That was crazy. Like, if you're just looking to farm, I would just do Shadow Crypt, because that's the easiest one to farm with. Yeah, we're going to be trying to defend this. There we go. Make sure our teammates get some health. Alright, so we're slowly but surely moving in. Yeah, just following your build. Awesome. I'm so glad you're following the build. I hope it works out for you. It's worked out super well for me. I'm still sticking with it. I haven't changed a single thing from it. Alright, we're going to try to kill this. Okay, here we go. Got knocked up. That's fine. Try to heal you guys. Let's see if we can. Make sure these guys get healing as best as we can. Moving in, guys. Where are the people? Yeah, so it's kind of a cluster. You know what? I'm gonna turn it on Epic. This is gonna be intense, but essentially, because I'm on Xbox, I have to turn it on a lower setting just so that I can actually. Oh my goodness, I actually got knocked off. There we go. Try to make it up the staircase here. We're jumping in, guys. We're invading. Go with these guys. We're pushing in. Hang on, I'll get all to your guys' questions as soon as I can. Using more flashways. Make sure we get all of this. Get our teammates in it as well. Get that extra healing. Oh, we went down there. So we pushed pretty far. We were trying to push as hard as we could. When you say it's safe to just full gear PvP, like I can do the highest PvE stuff with PvP. So what I would say is always go for the PvP gear if that's your end goal. If you're not into the PvP stuff, then don't do PvP, obviously. But if you're going for PvP at any point in your Throne and Liberty, I would just go for the PvP stuff. PvE is okay, but it's not going to serve you well for the end game, right? So like the stuff we're doing right now with the siege, it's all PvP, so you want to just go for the PvP gear. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, the people, it's super laggy, guys. But essentially, you know, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can kind of see what's going on, but also, you know, stay alive too. But yeah, we're trying to make sure that, yeah, have it on set to epic. I mean, you can just see how many people could be there. Again, I'm on Xbox, so a lot of this stuff is going to be a little bit laggy for me. So give this guy preemptively, give him the bubbles, which is good. We'll be jumping in. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Am I lagging? Oh, I lagged. Hopefully we'll be able to get up. We're good. Fly in. Get in there. Okay. Popping Guardians. We're going in right now. Going in. We're stacking a lot right now. We're stacking a lot. We're trying to keep our guild leader up. He unfortunately went down. Flash wave. I'm flying for life. Ooh, all right, we got the res point. That was big. So all we needed to do is get our bodies in there to try to get that. We want to make sure to cast a wall resurrection. Yep, this is where we want to be. This is gonna be a cluster, right? But we got to get all of our AoE spells out. All of our AoE spells. Get our AoE spells out as quickly as possible. We want to retake this as best as we can. I'm gonna die here again for sure. Oh, I couldn't even get another one off. This is crazy. We also have the death after effect, which I think it reduces all of our survivability. So we're gonna go back to the default point. So we're able to get that right. So basically with siege, it's like a slow push into that whole area, and we're essentially trying to get these resurrection points so that all of our alliance can spawn there as quickly as possible. But yeah, hopefully that helps, Iconic. Essentially, just go for your PvP gear, because PvP gear is just, it's totally fine in PvE. Once you start getting all your weapons up and your gear up and things like that, you'll notice that it's not really that impactful to get, you know, PvE specific gear. I would always just go for the PvP. There we go. I just got to make sure, since I'm lagging, make sure I'm locking in with my guild leader too. It's a cluster, guys, but again, we just want to make sure to get our AoEs out. Right when we go in, we're going to be popping all of our stuff. I'm going to pop it early. Make sure that we get our teammates in here. We're going in, and again, it's going to be a cluster. We're going to throw a flash wave right now. We're going to throw another flash wave in and get it charged up as best as we can. And we're able to get all this. Again, we're just kind of spamming all of our AoE stuff, which is totally fine, especially when we're trying to take a big objective like the resurrection point, which is really good. So basically right now, we just got to make sure to, you know, keep our composure. We'll kind of cleanse up here too. I want to make sure I have eyes on my guild leader, his health bar. But also I'm gonna give healing, and that's everyone else too. Big flash wave. Try to get our teammates up if we can. Making sure this guy survives as best we can. Try to focus in here. Trying to lock in on this, making sure he's all good. We're keeping our guild leader up, which is exactly what we want to do. We're also trying to help our teammates as well. They should be grouping in on us, and we'll get a huge flash wave on them. We're going to get another flash wave on them too. Oh, I'm getting tossed. Oh, I could not. See if we, yep, you can see it. I'm starting to have that struggle. But we're good, we're good. Oh, I go down. But we kept our teammates alive as long as we could there. That was pretty tough. So yeah, you guys can kind of see like what happens. You know, we survived as long as we could. Now we're going to be spawning right back into it. We got to essentially get our AoEs in there as quickly as possible. It's going to, like I said, guys, it is a cluster. But we're going to be able to get our flash waves off as much as possible. Get these out as well. Get that nice crit heal. I'm going to go help my teammates on the actual... Ooh, this is tough. Oh, man, I died right away. But, yeah, we're trying to make sure that we get them off the Resurrection Stone if possible. As a healer, guys, just get your AoE spells out. I know it sounds, like, really lame, but this is what we got to do. This is how we're going to be able to essentially help our team is we're trying to get all of our AoE spells out here so we can get all the help we can get. Oh, lagging. Get all of our flash waves out. Make sure to get our teammates in that as charged up as we can. Make sure to heal this guy up. I'm locked in right now. I'm getting stun locked out of my mind. We're doing, you know, if we got 2 flash waves off like that, that's actually huge because we're able to hit our teammates and we're able to hit the guys that are trying to take the resurrection point. Doing the best we can. We got to keep running in there. Essentially, we got to get bodies in there, unfortunately, so we can try to stop this. All right, there we go. Try to heal these guys if we can. Oh man, I am just getting wrecked. I'm gonna actually drop the. Oh wait, I won't even be able to. We're doing really well. It doesn't seem like it we're doing well, but we're actually doing a really good job. Use this as well. We're healing ourselves as well as our teammates if we can. Throw our AoE spells down on point. It's just craziness. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, my thing would not go. My little fountain of life. All right, here we go. We'll get right back into it. They're trying to occupy, but they're having a really tough time. This is really good. We're trying to pull them off as much as we can. Try to get another flash wave out, which is going to be really nice if we're able to. Oh, man, we tried. We tried. We're going to get right back in. We're actually holding this a lot. We're holding this really well right now. Again, it doesn't seem like it, but essentially we're trying to keep them off of the Resurrection Stone because this is pivotal. This Resurrection Stone is pivotal for us. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to play back just a little bit so I can try to get all the healing out as much as I can. Essentially, we're going to give these guys all the healing we can. We're casting all these out. You can look at my positioning. We're surviving a lot better than we did the first time or the times before this, but now they're going to just overwhelm us. So yeah, we're trying to get better position. That time they were telling us to just get bodies on the point, so we just go bodies on the point, guys. If they have a call out for you, just try to listen to your shot calls to make sure that. Oh yeah, here we go. Should be good. I'm gonna throw this on me right away. Oh, I'm flying. Oh man, not good, not good. I'm just constantly flying through this. Flash wave on point right away. We're gonna survive this. We're gonna try to survive this. I'm gonna try to get my teammates up as best as I can. They're in it right now, so we want to try to help them out. Throw this tornado in there as well. Oh, I died, unfortunately. Oh yeah, this is intense, guys. This is basically, we want to hold this as best as we can. They have it about, they keep trying to capture it, and so. Alright, we're able to get some of those. We gotta still just send it in, guys. Basically, get those AoE heals out as best as you can. We're gonna be dying left and right, but that's okay. We're gonna be trying to take this if we can. Oh my goodness, this is just insanity. Oh man. Whew, this is tough, guys. Super tough. Yeah, but you guys can try to see it. Again, bodies on the point is what they're telling us to do. Even if you're a healer, try to do that so you can hit them with your flash waves. We want to be in a position where, yes, we can heal people. We're going to try to flash wave. Try to get another flash wave out there. We want to hit our teammates if we can. Try to get to our teammates over here. Shoot. Okay, here we go. We're just flying. We're flying. Woo! That was intense. I was trying to get out to my teammates. That was bad position on my part. Part of it was I jumped, and then all of a sudden it seemed like I was farther than I thought I was going to be. So it was just fun. Then we're going to wait for these guys to spawn. Try to use our shields on them right away. And then we're going to get basically all of our AoE heals out. We want to keep our guild leader alive if possible. Obviously, this is tough. I'm bad positioning on my part. There we go. We're trying to help our guild leader out right here. There we go. There we go. Try to get in this again, unfortunately. Oh, I died. Oh, dang. Keep going in and dying, but that's okay. We're trying to get, basically we're trying to maintain this as much as we can. We'll throw this down right away just to give healing, give us some relief. All right, my tank is up again. Oh my goodness. Here we go. We're just getting owned right now. But hey, it's actually working. It seems like. Try to do this. Get our healing out to our tanks out there. Try to throw a healing in there if we can. Throw the tornado in there as well. We're going to keep getting tossed up, which is fine. Happens. Alright, there we go. We're trying to get some cooler down as well. Oh, man. There they go. Yeah, I'm going to try and play some PvP. See if it means there's nothing else to do in the end game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like basically Throne and Liberty is designed to be a PvP game, and so basically, like, they're gonna gear all the end game stuff towards that. So, we're going in, boys. Trying our best to maintain the health of our team. It is difficult to target in this, so totally understand if you guys are having a hard time with it too. Oh man, craziness going on. But yeah, thanks guys for sticking around. This is intense stuff. Doing the best that we can. Come on, try to heal this guy. Oh, man. Oh, man. taking it. But yeah, I would always go PvP gear if you ever plan on doing it, unless you just have unlimited lucent and then you're able to just buy, you know, whatever you want. Then yeah, you can have a PvP set and a PvE set. But because, you know, gear is so, you know, it's so punishing in this game, it's just a good idea to try to, you know, maintain just the PvE, or excuse me, PvP set as best as you can. There we go. We're going to try to heal these guys up if we can. There we go. I think we're actually maintaining it. So all that effort we put into it, it actually worked out really well. This is awesome. So we're able to fully push that out. It looks like we're able to cap. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. We're going in there. Going in there. Yeah, how far is your gear, Psychotic? Are you, you have a lot of purples? Do you have blues right now? What are you looking at for your gear? There we go. Now we're doing it. Got a purple one, level 9, and now the purple bow, like 6. That's awesome. It sounds like you're moving along pretty well. It is a slow grind. It is very slow. Oh man, looks like we're really going in. Alright, we're doing pretty well right now. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Woo, we're just popping stuff right now. We're still in this. I'm a swiper. I bought all $100 pack. I just want to be 3K. Yeah, but I don't know how to make that next push. I'm kind of out of purple weapons right now. I can totally help you with that too. So I've actually, my guild, oh, hang on one second. Oh, I just died. Yeah, so basically, I was, you know, helping, understanding the blessing system in this game is pretty important too, to kind of save you a ton of lucent. But yeah, really getting those growth stones, that's really important. So you do that with open world dungeons. That's gonna be your most important thing, is those growth stones. And also doing the field bosses too. You get the chest and everything like that. Oh man, I'm dropping, but I don't know how to make that next push. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I can help with that too. I'll probably end up making a guide too that kind of walks through that. But it's crazy, like all the stuff that's Oh man, and I'm trying to hit up all this. Oh, I'm taking so many stuns. We're in it. We're going in though. We're trying our best. Oh man. Yeah, once you hit 3,000 plus, that's when you really start to see a really big power spike, and like a survivability spike too. Basically, what I would do though, before you move into all your purple gear, make sure all your blue gear is traded before you even make the push, or make the transition over if you can. If you already moved all to purple, that's all right. But essentially, like, fully traded blue gear is actually better than base purple gear. So if you have purple with nothing, it's actually better to use, it's better to just use your fully traded blue. Oh my goodness. Everyone, my whole teammates died, and I couldn't even, they had died, and then I spawned, and now we're staggered, which is unfortunate. Going in. Oh man, that was tough. Yeah, because if you have, like, you said you bought all the $100 ones, so how much Lucent is that? I know it's 6,000 per 100. Oh, here we go. We're going in. Yeah, this is intense. Whew, I'm dying. You haven't done any open world stuff yet, so me and my friend Michael do that. Yeah, so the open world dungeons, I would honestly, if you haven't done any of them yet, I would do the Shadowed Crypt, which is kind of on the northwest of the map. That's what I would go for first, if you're able to do that. And then kind of work your way from there. Also, whatever you have contracts for, remember you can actually dissolve your blue contracts, the open world ones. You can dissolve those so that you can go to the dungeons that you actually want to do. Like for me, I hate Sanctum of Desire because that's the one where you can only go in when it rains, and so I just dissolve all those contracts and turn them into Shadow Crypt ones, because Shadow Crypt is the best or the easiest one to farm quickly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm taking so much damage, but we're in it. We're in it. Yeah, I have like 6K right now, but might try to buy the other packs too. That's awesome. Yeah, so 6,000 Lucent it'll take you a long way, but you'll also be surprised at how far it doesn't take you to. So yeah, be careful when you're spending it. Make sure to always get that fully traded blue stuff. I know I have a medium or a mid-level guide on the website as well, and I can post that in here too if you're looking at blue gear that you'd want to invest in. That one's really good too. So, oh man, we're taking so much, taking a lot of damage, but we're in it. Man, the whole siege ends in like 6 minutes. Dang, this thing has gone by really fast. At least for me, it feels like it. Alright, we're in. Man. Let's see here. Alright, we're moving in. Confused. Alright, I think there's some discrepancy in what we're doing right now, but hey, we're just going to be running with one of our guys who seems to be going in the right way. moving in. Whew. Taking some heat. Oh, we tried our best. Boom, there we go. Oh no, not good. Oh, not good. Okay. We're in it. Get all of our heals on this guy if we can. Trying to be using this on our teammates. Make sure we're casting all these as much as we can. Looks like we're holding pretty good here. I see your question. I'll get to it in just a second. Doing the best I can. Oh man, this is intense. So yeah, it looks like my guild is kind of, or my alliance and position was trying to go for that Lucent. Trying to push in if we could. Running back and forth. Is it worth only doing open world if you have contracts? So if you have contracts, that's the best time to do it. But say you have 20,000 of the open world tokens, then definitely it definitely is worth it to just farm there too. So you don't only have to go there if you have contracts, but typically, like for me, like if I have contracts, that's when I'll be like, okay, I guess I'll go over there because now I can kill two birds with one stone, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's definitely good to do because you can grind out, you can get grind out a lot of those scrolls to level up your skills and things like that. So, which is really good. But it's just really helpful if you have both. If you have the coins for it and you have there we go. And if you have the contracts as well. Alright, looks like we're just holding this for the last minute if we can. Which essentially this just gives us all Lucent, is essentially why we're trying to do this. Yeah, for me, I would love to have attacked the throne for sure, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, we're almost done. 30 seconds left. That should be it. 20 seconds left. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's see. Dang, so yeah, so we're ranked number 12 in terms of kills. We didn't do too bad. All right. All right, so here's kind of the end result for that. Kind of underwhelming, but we get about 40 Lucent per member, 1 million Solent. But we were able to hold that, which is pretty crazy in itself. So I thought that was awesome. I mean, it's a lot of fun doing these things. You kind of test your ability to, you know, manage a lot of things going on. But yeah, so I thought it was pretty solid overall. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, so basically the whole end game is to try to capture the throne. I think my guild our responsibility was trying to take the, let's see, the Guardians, yeah. But yeah, so sweet, that was awesome. So basically all these guys are switching over their guild chats and everything like that, which is cool. So I'm going to be jumping into our actual chat, so, and then we can talk to our guys and see what happens. But yeah, so to get back to your question, so just don't have the crafting zones when I get those to level 7. Yeah, I totally got you. Yeah, so make sure to do make sure to do all of your traits for your blues before you feed it into the purple, because that'll give you blessing, which will make trading it a lot cheaper. Let's see. Oh man, that was crazy. That was awesome. Tank team, I did my best healing you guys. That was a cluster. Dude, I was in it with you guys wherever you're at. I was like, all right, here's everything I got. Yeah, so there we go, guys. We got 1,600 Lucent to the guild, 43 million Solent, which is pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that is Siege for you. So essentially, to recap with that, essentially you want to make sure you're in a position where you can heal your tanks as best as you can. If they say, hey, all bodies on there, do your best to position within that. There are a couple times where I had good positioning and bad positioning. But yeah, so basically, yeah, to trade up, right? So when you feed that in, make sure you're utilizing your blessing too. So the blessing, you need 450 blessing in your purples to make sure that you get one trait. Okay, yeah, I can definitely explain that. Okay, so you can explain that. So if I have a blue helmet with trait 1, 2, and 3, if I have those 3 on the blue, I can put those into the purple. Yes, so how it works, right? So if you were to do that, let me see if I can pull something up. But essentially what happens is, I wish I had like a blue to work with to kind of show you. But essentially when you have a trait, right? So all 3 of these are taken up and they're maxed out to level 3. That means you have a fully traded blue. When you feed this into, like, basically you can take a level 9 blue and then feed that into, you know, your level 7.3 purple, and essentially you can turn those traits that you did into blessing. And so, for example, I think my pants, for example, has blessing. If you look in the middle of the screen there, it says blessing 270, right? And so basically what blessing is it allows you to essentially, instead of feeding a purple trait into a purple weapon or to a purple item, you can take a blue one and use your blessing to essentially save you Lucent. So basically, I'll try to do a video on this too. Maybe that'll be helpful for you. I know there's a couple videos out there that explain it really well. But essentially, you need 450 blessing on a purple to basically feed one blue into it. So for example, say my debuff duration is 3 of 4, right? So it's 3 of 4. Now, normally I would need a purple pants that has debuff, and then I feed it into this, and then it gives me my 4 of 4. However, if you have 450 blessing, then you can take a blue pants that has debuff and feed it into this, making sure I add the blessing, and it increases your chance to 100% to essentially get that. Now, to get blessing, essentially, if I have debuff duration 3 of 4, then what I do is I can feed blue pants that have debuff into it, and if they fail, you get 40 blessing per fail. And so that stacks up over time. Now, if you have a fully traded blue, like I said, if you can get 950 blessing if you feed that blue into the purple, which means, like I said, you need 450 per trait tier. So essentially that gives you 2 free or 2 cheap traits from the blues, if that makes sense. Yeah, and so basically that's how you'll save your Lucent over time. So just because, right, obviously for Ascended Guardian Pants, say I just have 1 trait, I'll need another Ascended Guardian Pants to get these 2, right? Or I can use my trait unlock stones, which I recommend farming trait unlock stones versus buying the actual pants, unless the pant or whatever item it is, unless it's cheap, and then you're like, oh, okay, it's like only 200 Lucent, easy. So basically feeding a fully traded blue into the purple, you are almost 40% into bad luck protection to try and send blues into purples. Yeah, so basically for this, right? Yeah, no, you're exactly right. So essentially you want to like fail your blues if you're trying to stack blessing. So basically you buy like 5, debuff duration pants that are blue, you feed it into here, that'll give you 200 blessing or whatever. And so that's how you stack blessing. And so sometimes it's actually more cost efficient, depending on what item it is, to essentially feed your blue into that, like a bunch of blues, to stack blessing. But yeah, Magic Evasion, I don't really like Magic Evasion. That's why for these I go for Magic Endurance. Hey guys, I'm so sorry I got to cut the stream short here, but I really appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks for tuning in to me. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but I really appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me. Feel free to ask any more questions. I'll definitely answer them when I can. But yeah, because I've had friends, okay, it takes an average of 10 blues to hit the trade, so if you can get 10 blues cheaper, yep, exactly that. No, they're 100% correct. Do it that way for cheaper trades. So, but yeah, guys, unfortunately, I got to head out. Sorry for the quick. GG's. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for all the support you guys have been showing me, and I'll try to post my next schedule for when I'm going to be doing the stream. But you guys have a good rest of your evening. Have a good Sunday, and we'll catch you in the next one.